Hello, everyone. Welcome back to On Point Politics. And today I'm going to be doing a quick video really explaining why Republicans should not be complacent in the 2024 presidential election and in how a hypothetical scenario Joe Biden could narrowly hold on to the Electoral College. If you guys do enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell so you don't miss another video that I post. Without further ado, let's get into the video. And so if you look at the election, right, clearly here you can see my model currently has it to where, this is a scenario, okay, let's say he wins the popular vote by just a little bit less than what he won it by in 2020. Let's say he wins it by 4. This would happen if Trump somehow, underperforms his 2020 total, or Biden only loses like a few million voters, like maybe it's like 74 million to like 79 million, or it's like 75 to 78, or somewhere around that ballpark is roughly what would happen. Or Trump would actually underperform his national total, which could still happen, by the way, guys. Trump is going to be winning with a younger, more diverse electorate. And if that electorate does not turn out for him on election day, he's going to have a really big problem winning. And this is to kind of show like it could theoretically happen. He can theoretically end up losing if Republicans don't turn out. According to this model here, you'd have a bunch of states like California, all of these be basically, solid blue. A lot of these red states, would still be over 10-point victories, but I think South Carolina may actually be under a 10-point win. We're actually going to go check. Montana is right above 15. Nebraska's first is only a 13-point win. Missouri, Kansas. South Carolina is almost under a 10-point win in the scenario, but Maine's second district falls out of the 10-point margin. We look, Nebraska second is an 8-point win in this scenario. Now, there are some trends, like, Florida does vote to the right of itself from 2020. It is like a 4.8 percentage point victory, so the state would still swing to the right, but a state like Texas may narrow up, especially in this kind of scenario. Biden's approval rating would probably rise a little bit in this scenario, which would help him theoretically hold on in a presidential election. This is merely, this isn't even like, oh, Biden, got like way more popular, or oh, he kind of like, or he got like, Trump got indicted. It's none of these things. It's just this is a scenario where Republicans really just don't turn out for Trump. That's really a scenario that could potentially happen. Now, in that scenario, I don't theoretically think the model says, according to this, the model basically says that Wisconsin and Arizona and Georgia are the closest states again, and that Nevada, and not even, because Nevada's actually tilt here. It's almost a lean state, but it's basically a tilt margin. So yes, some trends do continue, and let's actually look at Alaska. See, it's only a 7-point win. So there are some shifts. There are some national shifts here. But theoretically, this is what the model gives as the presidential race. Pennsylvania would be a lean margin. So even in this scenario, I mean, Trump could still win theoretically. I mean, it's not that difficult. It says here the states that are the most winnable for Trump in this algorithm are the states of Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin. So he would hypothetically win these three before he wins Nevada, according to the model. I believe maybe if you were to, the popular vote swing is like by this much, but that doesn't really make that much of a dent into the margins, to be honest. If it were to be like a 3.8 percentage point victory, I mean, it gets a little bit closer. And then from here, maybe his approval rating is like minus 11.5. So then it starts narrowing up. So really, Trump has to basically get the popular vote. Like, he needs to get it within 4. He's gonna have to get it within 4, basically. Cause see, look, he wins Wisconsin. He actually, look, he wins the popular, if Biden only wins the popular vote by 3.7, which is a pretty good possibility, the first state that Trump actually wins on this model is actually Wisconsin. That's actually the first one he wins, and I think Florida would end up being likely here. Oh, and Texas would be as well. But you see, look, it basically matches the 2020 map, but he falls short in Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, and they're like really close margins. He like barely falls short. See, like these are pretty realistic margins for like a re-election scenario where Biden just like slightly overperforms for some reason. This could be a real possibility, guys. And if you guys really don't want Biden to become the next president of the United States, you guys really have to turn out. Now, I've said in my previous videos that more than likely Biden probably can't win Wisconsin at all. I mean, because I realistically don't see him winning the popular vote by four again. I think maybe if he were to win the popular vote, it would be anything in the realm less than 4 points, and his approval rating would hypothetically be around here. But you see, according to the model, the first state that he does in fact win is actually the state of Wisconsin, which is really, really interesting because when his approval rating is worse, the first state he actually wins is Arizona. So the model kind of changes depending on his approval rating. Like some of the states kind of like modify themselves because when I had his approval rating really low and winning the popular vote by like four, he still lost, but it was like Wisconsin was red, Georgia was red, and Arizona was red. But like originally, it had Wisconsin blue, Georgia blue, but Arizona red, which I found kind of strange. I don't really think that would happen. I think this would be Biden's best case scenario. I think it is Biden's 293 to Donald Trump's 245. Now, I know you guys are saying, well, you've always had Trump winning in your other videos, or Biden can't win. Guys, you got to understand electoral politics is a completely different ball game, especially with certain things that happened during the 2020 presidential election that hypothetically I may or may not be allowed to say on YouTube. Um and as well, Democrats are just really good at turning out their voters naturally. They're always really good at that. And so you can't always necessarily blame it on that thing, and sometimes the party does have to take accountability. Now again, I do think that Ronald McDaniel stepping down from the RNC is going to be a really good push. The next state that would probably fall into Trump's floor is probably Georgia. And the reason why I'd say that is because Biden is tanking so bad with African American voters that maybe he just straight up doesn't even win it, period. Like he may not even win it in a re-election. And eventually, if the Hispanic data looks really good, like if the early vote turnout looks really good in Nevada, I'll probably already put Nevada as Republican as well, which would give him a floor of 267 electoral votes. And really, the only state you have to pick off by this point is either Pennsylvania or Arizona, which, not gonna lie, I'd rather him target it's kind of hard to say because they're equally as disastrous, but maybe Pennsylvania is a better bet because like for some reason, let's say Wisconsin votes to the left of the other three Rust Belt states or something like that. Like votes to the right of Pennsylvania, he still wins. He would hypothetically still win with Pennsylvania and Georgia alone. But I think for the sake of the video, I think that Biden's best case scenario would in fact be 293 electoral votes to 245, and this is his best case scenario map. Like I can't even see him winning Wisconsin. I think Trump would still pick that off, but other than that, everything else would basically end up going to him again. So if you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell so you don't miss another video that I post. And I hope to see you guys very, very soon. I am actually going to stream today at like 10 p.m. Eastern time because the Nevada caucus is happening. And even though Trump's basically already won it, I'm still probably going to do a stream anyways, just for fun. So I'll see you guys there.